Alright, this will be cool. Hopefully the signal holds out. See if anybody's out there. Very rare that I have cell service on the river. We'll see if anybody's out there. I'm watching Luke fish. Catch 'em, Luke, catch 'em. Hey, somebody's here. Coffee first. Hello. How are you? Hope you're doing good. You're out here. Awesome. Hope you're doing good. Thought I'd do being that we have the chance to do a uh, live from the river. So no green screen. Uh, I wouldn't even know how to begin to wrap my head around how you do that. But anyway, just want to see if anybody want to chat while we're on the river. Kind of a fun live. We are actively in the pursuit of a moose. Just right now is the kind of lull time. It's 3:42 here, and here probably within an hour when we get back up on the bank out of the bushes, and we'll start calling and do some more calling and pursuing for the moose. But I wanted just to right now is kind of they're kind of bedded down or chilling time, so they're not I'm calling, but they're gonna get a lot more active towards the evening. So just killing some time, seeing if anybody's out there. Hopefully everything's coming in okay. But it looks clear on my end, but I don't know if it's actually coffee. If you let me know if we're clear and if you can hear me, I'm not trying to talk too loud, but y'all let me know. Are we clear? Or is it clear enough? And if you can hear me okay, I don't know. Oh, coffee says 5 by 5. All right. Hey, Mr. Justin, we're doing good. Hey, I sure appreciate it, Mr. Justin. I will be. I'm actively filming video. Well, you have been filming, obviously, probably figure that. And then I was just like, well, we have signal. This is kind of rare. You might hear some construction in the background. We're not very far from civilization, and this is the same area last year where me and my pastor were, and we had a bull moose come in on us. We just couldn't get him all the way fully commit, and ran out of daylight. So, Lord willing, this will be the year. We were there the last day, so no, I know nobody shot him unless the winter got him or a critter got him. Theoretically, in my mind, he could be right around here again. So that is the plan anyway. I don't have much time left to hunt, which is fine. But me and Luke's over here, he's fishing. And, just thought it'd be cool to do a live Heartland HQ with Dink and Tank. How are y'all? Said, hey, can't stay. Have a great live. Hey, thank y'all. Y'all too. Have a blessed weekend. Be safe. Let me see. 5 by 5. Everything's good. All right. Good. Thank you, Miss Linda. And hey, Miss Linda, how are you? Hope y'all are doing good. Thank y'all for stopping by. Oh, coffee. Yeah, that's all good. Just pop in, say hello, Mr. Rio. Hey, it's all good. Thank you. Thank you for stopping in and saying hi anyway. I appreciate it. But yeah, we're just gonna like I was saying, I think depending when you popped in, me and Luke are actively here in a little bit gonna be going back out in the little bushes for moose. It's just their time where they're kind of midday. They kind of rest midday because they're actively moving around quite a bit during the morning and evening hours. So that's the time we chill. Same time they're chilling, we're chilling. The only thing I'm doing about every hour is going out up the bank and calling just to kind of keep. There's the bulls up there. I'm just trying to keep him, give him some motivation to stay over here or work his way, or when he gets up, get him this way. So, and yeah, so Hey, Batman Prepper. How you doing, sir? Hope you're doing good. Ain't seen you in a while, man. Hope you're doing good, man. Thanks for stopping by. Shoot, yeah. But yeah. So I don't know if y'all got any questions or whatever. I was just gonna pop on here for a little while anyway, and chat with some folks, good folks on the YouTube world. Say hi, Luke. And you don't see the river. We'll see. Go this way. River running, flowing behind us. Uh, okay. Yeah, I'll try to. I just do random stuff. I can't ever. It's really hard for me to commit to a day anymore. But I will definitely. I'll try to more often. I am going to try to. Um. Oh, Mr. Justin, what rifle and cartridge you hunting with today? Ah, glad you asked. See if YouTube will kick me on. I'm using my one and only 375 H&H, Mr. Justin. I know you got one, Browning X Bolt, and I got it loaded up. These are actually pretty cool rounds. These are 250 grain, a little lighter, a lot faster. These are cartridges loaded by the 49th Ammo Company, which is up here in Alaska. It's an ammo company that makes their own ammo up here. And they're called their T-Rex, which is kind of cool, as they pedal out huge pedals. Because moose, even as big as they are, they're on the lighter scale of what like a 375 is capable of taking, my understanding. So something like in Africa, a Cape Buffalo, you would use a solid bullet. But here, being with a moose, they're thin, comparative. So most people up here with hunt with a 375 use like a 250 or 270 grain, a little more speed, because it's not a, Cape Buffalo or a Rhino or something. But anyway, that's what I'm rocking. And then I got my, over in the boat, I just took it off a little bit ago. Got my 454 as always. Nice. Got my 454 as my sidearm. But that's what we're rocking. Oop, drop it. Not hunting dogs and cats like those illegal fun. No, I can't say I have. I've had to take care of a few feral ones before. They get really bad back in Alabama. We don't have any stray animals in Alaska, at least my part of Alaska, because of the winter. Um, but yeah, no. If they want to eat them though, who am I to tell no? Let's see. Well, let's see. Hey, is this a new person? Jeff. Jeff. Who? Man, I don't butcher your last name. Hoolan. Hoolan. I like that last name. It's cool. Hello from Central Illinois. Thank you for your videos and good luck. Hey, I appreciate it, Mr. Jeff. Maybe you were under a different name. I hadn't recognized your name, but man, thanks for stopping by. I sure appreciate it. Yeah, I can swing you around and show you. Let's see. If I can, this tripod is tight. Maybe that'll do it. Hey, there we go. Boat's on an incline, so there's Luke in there. Boat's on an incline, so rammed up on the bank. So that's why the tripod's kind of cattywampus. But yeah, y'all. What do y'all got going? I got some time to kill, a little bit, before we get back after them. But that'd just be fun. Hear from a couple of y'all, see how y'all are doing, and let you know what we're doing. And if we, Lord willing, we're blessed enough to shoot a bull moose, I'm gonna do my darndest. We'll definitely go live on that with him on the ground. That would be super sweet. So we'll see. That'll be awesome. But like I say, Lord willing, we get one on the ground. That'll be an awesome, cool live. So, and I'll have to do that one probably kind of quick because I want to skin that sucker. I don't. It's gonna be a lot of work. So let's see. Let's see. Man, not too long before the first snow. Well, yeah, no, it's coming. Generally, end of September, beginning of October for sure. We get some dustings, and the temperature's getting close to right for snow. And I was fishing, so we did have actually Luke when I started. This was fishing across from me, and then I'd fished already too. But where the boat's sitting at, it's not the greatest spot for anything. Pretty much the only thing we can really around here is going to be grayling, Arctic grayling. So tried there a little bit, but not to say there's not any, but they like certain areas better than others. So where we're at, I don't believe we're gonna catch any, but we tried. We'll try again later. Also, time of day, all that stuff can play into that. So, but yeah, we're getting all ready. We're good for winter and everything else. So yeah, I was fishing though, waiting on them, trying to see if we can get a fish to fry. Mike Patino, greetings from Northern New York. Hey man, I sure appreciate you stopping by, Mr. Mike. Wonder what's the weather like everywhere y'all are at? I wonder, say, what's it like in, you got it? What's the weather like in New York, North New York? Hope y'all are doing good. Yeah, that's a long way here. Yeah, well, everywhere's a long way from here. Look, Miss Desi, how are you? Wishing you luck on the hunt. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Um, I need all the luck we can get. Like I say, it'd be a show enough blessing to kill a moose. They're one of the more elusive critters, I would say, than just about anything. So I sure appreciate it, Miss Desi. Miss Linda, how's the rest of the family doing? Pretty good. Wife's able to rest now. She's resting good, and uh, got her some. Had to go to the hospital and everything a few days ago, and take care of some stuff. Nothing too bad, but she's rested now and got a bunch of help and stuff. So she's wanting me to. We got pretty much 2.5 days of the season left for moose, and I know she's taken care of and had the house all cleaned and ready for her and straightened up and got all the kids to helping her, and so she's taken care of. And like I said, Lord willing, we'll shoot one this evening. I'd be just as fine busting one this evening and being butcher and then coming back, So I don't have to stay out here 2 days if I can help it. So, but they're all doing good, and yeah, hope y'all are doing good in this Sunday. So Batman Purse says still tipping 100 and AZ. Woo, 100 degrees. We would melt. Man, y'all stay cool. Woo. Hey, Miss Linda says, hey, Luke. Hi. See, Mr. Justin says, is moose similar to deer for its taste, or do you like moose better? To me, it's the same. I'm not gonna church that one up. It it might be a little different tasting, but it's really close to whitetail. It's just a lot of it. Um, so it's good. Can't beat it. So, um, but yeah, so it's good stuff though. 100%. It's like I said, it's very just the only one that's really different to me is caribou. Caribou is total different textures. It's more tender to me, and it's also a total different flavor. Like you ain't eating a whitetail. It's its own thing. Some people hate it. Some people love it. I love it. Some people say it smells like wet, dirty socks. So I don't know. I think it's great. I don't get that, but it's funny. So, oh, Fat Man says so. 2.5 days left in moose season, which means 3 days you'll see more moose than you can wave a stick at. Yeah, right. He's saying hello to Luke. Hello. But yeah, that's how it generally goes. Especially, um, they know. It's incredible how these animals know when they're getting hunted. Especially the bulls. Cows they don't get hunted generally, so they're just kind of like whatever. We generally get 5 or 6 in the yard throughout the year, and they're just kind of like whatever. They don't have to worry about anything. But the bulls are on another level. They are very elusive and they ain't stupid. They're very, very smart. So yeah, thank you, Miss Linda. Yeah, I definitely use all the prayers y'all want to pray. I sure appreciate it. But yeah, um, yeah, the moose is gonna be that's gonna be my biggest challenge. I say cleaned, skinned, and butchered 10.5 foot alligator, turtles, deers, hogs, all manner of critters down south, caribou here. Moose is gonna be a different challenge just in the sheer
It's like
size.
2 hours just to get it on the boat.
It's gonna be longer than that. Just a butcher is gonna be 2 hours if we're lucky. It's probably gonna be 4 hours to butcher it.
So
If I
I'll
can,
probably take another 2 just to get it in the boat.
yeah, you're fine. But it'll take, yeah, we're gonna probably have to, we might butcher, like say do half of it, or when it's laying down, butcher half of it, take that half, come back, flip it over, butcher that, pull that off, quarters, pull the quarters off, back strap, ribs. What I do like about here is they have a no waste law, which I wish every state would incorporate that. At least on your bigger game animals. Should be on everything, honestly, but you can't. You have to take the rib meat, you have to take the neck, you have to take everything, which makes sense. If you're gonna kill an animal out of respect for it, you should take everything that you can take. You know, which I'm glad Alaska has that. We didn't have that in Alabama, so I wish every state had that personally. But it's gonna be a lot of work getting moose out of here. So you gotta be mindful. You don't want to go out as much as I want to. Love to just peel out and go way out there looking around and stomping around for a moose. Um, it's a double-edged sword because the farther you go and shoot one, the more farther you got to pack it back. And I actually packed. I got both my frame packs for carrying out on my back. I have all the game bags and stuff. I also brought a sled, so like a sled that we use in the snow. Especially up here, it's gonna work really good. There's not a lot of big trees. It's just scrub brush on this side of the river, and should just ride right over. So I'm thinking that might be the best way, as far as on ourselves. There's a quarter of a bull moose. A quarter is between 100 150 pounds per quarter, and so you're talking some shown up weight on a bull. Uh, so anyway, uh, try to bring out everything I could think of that would make it life a little easier. Like I said, we're trying to focus calling right here. You can actually bring them. It's like a kind of like turkey hunting where you're communicating with them and draw them to you. So you can get fairly close and call them to where you want them, as long as your wind's right and everything. And moose are, even though his bulls are really smart, I guess because they're so big, they're a little less like skittish in a way. Like a deer gets any kind of a notion, they're gone. A moose is a little more like, well, let me just check. He's a little more, yeah, he's still really smart. But it would be a blessing. Man, it'd be so cool to be able to kill one. So
Even if we don't, we still have a countdown.
yes, we do. Hey, there's Old Buckhorn Homestead. Hey y'all, thank y'all for stopping by. Doing an impromptu live. That's how I roll anymore. It's impromptu lives on the river moose hunting, and I actually have cell service because we're not that far away. Kind of rare, but um, but yeah, like we do. We're very fortunate to draw a cow moose tag with a bow. So all hope is not lost as far as if we don't get a bull. I'd really love to get a bull. Still have yet to shoot a bull, but they are far and few between. Seems like with most people, it's kind of how that is your average Joe anyway. But a cow, I just have to use my bow, that'd be cool on its own level. But I can take that one in the yard. One walks out in the yard, which I'm kind of hoping that'll be awesome. Like in my potatoes. But anywhere like behind my house, on that public land behind my house and stuff, all right in there, I can hunt, for a cow. So if this one doesn't work out, or even if it does, I'll be able to give away a lot more meat. Um, just have more meat to give. There's no way I can have. I don't have enough freezers, plural, for that amount of moose. But as we always said, you got to get while the getting's good. So let's see, Mr. Justin, what type of calls are you using? I was wondering if you both like. That's cool. Yeah, so the calls are just mouth calls. I've filmed some on the video that I'm making during all this. Uh, cow call with your mouth. And then bull is the same thing. Just most everybody here you use your mouth. And then with a bull as well, when you're trying to mock a bull or simulate that, I have a piece of caribou antler shed that we had found. I was using. I used some of it for something, and I got a good piece of it. Big big branch on one end of the caribou shed. And beat trees, rubbing on a tree, acting like that bull. Rubbing like a whitetail kind of do. But that's how they communicate, wanting to fight and scrap. And then a cow, like I say, is just with your just real nasally sounding. You hold your nose in and just make a real long sound. Um, but there's no like actual like calls. I mean, they actually make that kind of stuff, but not anybody here that, especially any Alaskan, they don't use any kind of bought stuff. They just use your hands, and then you can use a boat paddle. I have a boat paddle that, based on if something happens to the shed, I can use a boat paddle. People use jugs on the trees scraping. Has that same noise, but that's what we did last year. Me and my pastor, he used a part of his gun boot that he put your rifle in. We were using that scraping in that bull same area last year. And we had him probably about 50 yards, but it just got so dark. He got real leery. The wind had switched and stuff. And we weren't able to get him. That was the last day. But it was really cool to call moose in just to have that interaction. Um, but anyway, and then yeah, bow hunting. I'm not a proficient bow hunter, I would say. I can do it. And it's still my second choice. I'm a meat hunter, so rifles to me are a little bit more for myself, proficient in getting meat. But that cow tag is an only a bow hunt, so in that case, I'll use a bow. It was whatever I can shoot to get the critter down. So, um, but yeah, so that's what the cow one is a blessing because that's not a normal tag we get. We get bull moose tags every year. Like every resident, I mean, if you put in for hunt license, they just come kind of your hunt license. But a cow is like a raffle deal. You got a raffle put in for it, and we were fortunate enough to draw that one. So this is very highly coveted because most people in Alaska, your resident people, are just out for meat, essentially. So that's a blessing because there's a ton of cows, way more cows than bull. The ratio is really out of whack, way more cows. But it's not enough that you could support everybody going out and killing a cow. It's easy wipe them out. So anyway, that's it though. Old Pecan Homestead. Keeping in for elk tags is pretty tough to get one. Oh man, I imagine they're highly coveted. We actually have elk up here on an island called Foganack Island. You want to look it up, it's kind of interesting. It's A Fognack, like N-A-K. It's on an island, Roosevelt elk on that island, but that hunt is like automatic, 5 to 10 grand minimum, and that's minimum for me. Non-resident, it would be 100% over 10 grand. It's probably honestly 10 grand for me anyway. Um, but that's a super highly coveted because it's the only place we have elk is on this island off the coast. So I can't even imagine in Oklahoma, but that would be stinking cool to get an elk in Oklahoma. That'd be cool. Super awesome. Let's see. As Desi said, since you've been living there, have you seen or run into Haimo and Edna Korth? Yeah, I actually have, and their daughter. So they're from, for those that don't know, just talking about Haimo and Edna Korth. They're from a TV show called, what is that show, on it? Alaska. Man, you're gonna have me trying to think of it now. It's probably the most legit Alaska show. There's no doubt the most realistic Alaska show. Oh, The Last Alaskans. That's what it is. Um, there are a couple that's lived out in the bush. I'm talking bush, top of the. You can't actually live out there anymore. The way they did it, they started it, and they're until they pass, they can stay out there. But now it's no longer a thing since like I think the '80s, the government shut it down. But anyway, I actually talked to their younger daughter, which is probably my age or a little younger than me. She worked at Sportsman's Warehouse in Fairbanks, and that was kind of cool to talk to her. And then I didn't talk to him because I didn't want to be that kind of person because I'm sure they get it all the time. But Haimo and the same daughter in Costco because he comes to town and works in the summertime. I think, pretty sure. He works in the summertime, and then they live during the fall and winter up in their cabin out in Anwar. So, but it was pretty cool to see them. I've actually seen who's the other one? Ray Lewis from the show. I seen him in the Walmart parking lot 'cause he's working. Um, he had his company truck or something like he's some kind of construction company. You see him. I don't want to say something like that. I just feel bad. I feel weird. People might think I'm like, hey man, like I'm gonna, I'm sure they've heard it so much. I feel like be bad, like to be like, you know. But yeah, it was cool. It was cool to see him anyway. He's a lot taller too than I realized. Imo is. He's pretty tall. Um, hey Jennifer Ocean, I appreciate it. Thank you for stopping by, and thank you for saying so. Hope you're doing good and have a blessed weekend. Let's see. Old Bacano say you can over the counter tag hunt, but there's no public land to go. Oh, gotcha. Okay. I can't imagine how much that is then to get on private land with elk too. I'm sure they want a penny for it. I mean, I'm assuming, but man, that stinks. Some elk are smart too. I know they're smart, or at least from TV. You know, Batman Pepper saving up to go on a guided black bear hunt. Ooh, yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, that would be really cool. Yeah, black bear's one I'd love to shoot one, but the best time of year to get them is in the spring when you can bait them with bait barrels. And I did it my second or third year here. Started doing it, but then once we got our new place that we're at now, my gardens always intervene with the time that you go out for black bear. So I just was like, nah, it's one or the other. And I'd rather have my gardens because it's so, gardening goes so fast here. If you don't put your seed in the ground at a certain time, you're really looking at not even getting anything, or we're getting a really small crop. So I just stick with gardening because the blackberries it's right at the exact same time. So, but yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, the last Alaska, that's what it is. Yeah, you're right, Stacey. Let's see. See, out there it says pretty affordable, like 20 bucks to enter, but it's a lottery, so it's open to out of staters. Oh yeah, man, we have so many out of state, and I don't mind that, but our ratio is so different than every other state that allows non-resident, which is fine. Like I said, I'm not against it, but Alaska has like the most percentage, like for non-resident versus resident. We have them like way more than like any of the big out west states like Montana, Idaho, and all these that have elk and mule deer and all these people that want to come hunt those. They have, like a percentage of like, okay, 15% of the hunting will allow for non-resident or whatever it is. I think it's like 15 to 20%. Alaska's like 35%. And a lot of our rules and regulations, to me anyway, are set for guides and trophy hunting. Most of our bull hunts and stuff, they have to be these ridiculous 50 inches or better, and got to have a certain amount of brow tines. If they ain't 50 inches or better, then it's just a genetic thing. And all for me, it's just not. It's just to keep big bulls for people paying the 10, 20 grand to come up there to shoot one. So, but it is what it is. But yeah, and the same thing here though. I think for my raffle, it was like you can do it 6 times, and it's like $5 a whack. So it's like 30 bucks if you do all 5 tries or 6 tries or whatever. Um, but yeah, it's like if you look at the draw thing, it's like we have bison here that you can hunt, and that one's $10 a pop. You can put in for 5 times, so it could be up to $50. But that's like our most coveted, one of the most coveted up here. I would say is the bison and muskox. Muskox is automatic, thousands of dollars, even for residents, thousands of dollars for resident. Bison's gonna be upper in 1,000 or 2 for a resident. It's just all of it's expensive. It's expensive to actually do the hunt. It's one thing to get the raffle, and win that, but then that's where the real money comes in. So I don't put in for it, most anything like that because I can't. I won't pay somebody's money. I just won't do it out of just spite. I can't justify it. I won't do it. That's just me though. Let's see. Jennifer Ocean Homestead. Wow, it looks so peaceful. Moved to what I thought was middle of nowhere. Moved across the country. House against the highway and main busy road in a fun house. Darn it. Yeah, and that's how it is, unfortunately. Even here, I mean, it's nice here, but we're only like 2 miles away from somewhat civilization. Like, you might hear some beeping every now and then from guys working about 2 miles away on a dike, pull up big levee we have for flood control. Um, People that are up here know where roughly where we are, but um, even here, like Alaska, if you have any kind of, unless you have a stacked 401k or you're like making hand over fists, you know, being remote, like you can work remotely and whatever. Um, 95% of people are within driving ish distance from Fairbanks or some kind of town to work because it's not a problem driving in summertime. The problem is driving in the wintertime. And when it's 20, 40, 50 below all the time for months and months, and just making that commute daily. And that's where, here, if you look on the maps, like around Fairbanks, it'd be like a bubble. Yeah, Fairbanks, a bubble of houses, North Pole, a bubble of houses around that, and just little spurts past that. And, people that are retired, that still need, they're going to rely on supplies and stuff, be a little farther out. But everybody, for the most part, is pretty close by. Like I said, like 95% of people, because you have to work, and it's not feasible to live way out. Even though, and then a lot of the stuff way out is not for sale. There's our whole state is 99% public land. Only 1% is privately owned. And like if you go to like Montana, I've made friends working at a gold mine up here for years from Montana. I got friends in Montana and Idaho, Washington, Nevada, Arizona, all these states. And like just for Montana, which a lot of people associate, wide open. Montana is 86% privately owned. So they only have 14% public land. And that's Montana, which most people, like I say, associate with. I always did until I was talking to these guys in Montana, and they're like, dude, there's freaking, people own the land everywhere in Montana. And it's really hard to hunt public land in Montana because there's not that much of it, even as big as the state is. It's just people own these massive tracts of land. And here, it's great because it's public. You can go anywhere, but there's also not a lot like for sale per se either. If you want to go buy a big chunk, they're out there, but it's not like, you know, all over the place because the whole state's 99% public. Um, which kind of makes it nice and fair for everybody to drive and take a pull and just go or walk, whatever you want to do, and just go. It's pretty cool. Like, it's not, I don't believe any other state like that. Um, but having to work and everything is going to require you to, generally here, you have to kind of be around, the town, not in town, but you do need to, hospitals and stuff. We only have like not even a handful of any kind of hospital, first aid stuff. So, especially with children, like we have, um, it's not feasible to live way out as well. So for that reason as well, especially to say everything is geared towards winter. Everything here, you always base whatever you're doing with winter, always. So yeah, as much as like when we came up, I thought I'd be like, oh, we're gonna live, I want to live way, 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 all this kind of stuff. Then we get here, and thankfully, like my buddy that was from Alaska told us to rent first. That way, you can kind of get a lot of the land and see where you want to live. Don't just go up there and buy something, and then you're there, wherever it is. So we rented, and I'm glad we did because my mindset coming up was like, oh, we'll go and live way out, And then when we go through that first winter, I was like, no, that's not. I see why people do, but it's very limited. You know what I mean? The people are farther out. So anyway, yeah, it's a kind of is what it is, though. She got some. I think you said we got some water though. Insurance next to the highway. Oh, well, maybe not, but it's kind of there's pros to cons. Good with the bad, as my dad would say. Oh, you're saying selling this house next summer, and I need actual middle of nowhere. I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, definitely do it. You only live once. I don't mean getting in massive debt. I've done that. Don't do that. Um, but yeah, you do only have one life to live. So Opal Concept, well, it's a national wildlife refuge. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. So that one's specific. I got you. Yeah, you have to have that tagged on that area. Okay. Well, it's not that. That's okay. That's manageable. I would think. not private land stuff. Jennifer, I'm little black bears here, 900-pound ones. Them jokers, a 900-pound black bear
That's huge.
has been eating his fair share of victuals, to say the least. That is a man of a black bear, like a man of a black bear. Yeah, 900 pounds. Yeah, hey, heck yeah, be some good lore to render off that joker. I guarantee it. Uh, and old Pecanos, yeah, bison seem like they would be pretty easy to hunt. Yeah, they're not. It's not necessarily that. Yeah, they're not too bad. To my understanding, people I know that is hunting them, but they are generally going through some ranches and stuff that we have out in like Delta Junction is where the bison generally are, and they know that, and so you have to kind of coordinate with the owners of that property. Uh, you can catch them out on public land, then you're golden. Um, but it seems like a lot of times they hang around where there's hay and stuff that people have cows. And Delta Junction is probably about a hour and a half, 2 hour drive from us, southeast. And that's where the bison typically kind of hang out through there, and then they migrate across and get into Canada and stuff. Um, so you can catch them outside of that, but there's quite a few big ranches in Delta, and they have hay, like I was saying, all that stuff. So they'll just kind of hang out around there, and then you end up having to like pay off these guys to be able to hunt them, and then also it's weird to be like drive on their property. It gets kind of sticky on that, but still not too bad. For a resident, it's totally worth the amount of meat you get. To me, like that one's worth that hassle as a resident. Um, it's not too bad. Like the muskox, that one is like insane amount of money to hunt.
Make a nice coat.
Yes, it'd be a very expensive coat by the time you got everything said and done. Though. Let's see. Jennifer says, I have bear, deer, moose, and partridge in my woods. If I was a hunting person, I could get what I want. Nobody would know. Nobody would know, and I'm on my land. Nobody's around. How would they know you don't? And, right? That's very true. Yep. Say it's like 90% forest, but the criminal government basically on everything. Yep. Yep. That is same here. There's regulated to no end here. Oklahoma, we have a lot of state on the land that they lease out, pay tens of thousands to lease some of them. I think it's Michigan. Yeah, especially the state having it. The state ought not do that. Yeah, that's messed up. That state should have public land. They shouldn't be leasing that out to people. See, like in Alabama, um, people get leases from paper companies. So the paper company is what owns a ton of land, at least in South Alabama. They own like Alabama's one like actually like one of the top timber states for mostly paper, I think, paper products. But they um those paper companies lease out the land, and that way it's not. And then those kind of things you have like a hunting club, and I know y'all probably talking about having hunting clubs where people you get 10 guys or whatever to kind of all split the bill, and then you can lease however many set acres your lease is. But the state ought to make it. If it's the state, that should be public. That ought not. They ought not be leasing that out to individuals. That's that. I don't agree with that either. That's messed up. Overcome 740,000 acres is leased out to public. Yeah, that's messed up. Yeah, that would be such a blessing for public, man. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, no, I don't agree with that either. Yeah, I mean, they give you foot access. You can't use ATVs, horses, or anything to back them out. But most times people kill elk with a mile or two from the road. Oh, wow. Yeah, and we have a few places like that here that up north from us, about ooh, 5 hour drive starts. There's a 5 mile management area on either side of the road to make you only option to walk that 5 miles. And on the other side of the 5 miles, you can use a gun. But within that 5 miles, you have to use a bow. Um, so it's just like you take your bow or whatever, and it's fine. Bow hunting's cool, but like it's for caribou particularly. The caribou are fast, fast. They never stop. They always move, and they're hard. If you don't get out in front of them, you're not gonna catch them. And so I've heard people doing it. I know people do it, but it's the money getting out there and everything else, and but yeah, they make these weird laws and stuff. Like even like in Alabama, the public land we had, you couldn't put a four-wheeler on it. You could drive down trails, designated trails. You just everybody got to drive on the drive-in parts. Um, but everything else would be foot traffic from then on. You couldn't. Of course, we're not hunting elk, so deer is not too bad. Obviously, to carry out an elk would be a humdinger to be toting out. You would definitely want some help if you could, especially if it's not cool weather, worrying about them spoiling. Um, but yeah, they wouldn't allow ATVs down there on any public land. Period. Um, And, horses, they should. That's messed up. But I know up here, there's places where they won't. There's very few places that won't allow ATVs on public land. But the ones that they do is because it's like straight tundra. And you get these people that come up here that have never lived here and have no real respect for the land. They just go out there to tear stuff up and just dog the land and do donuts and just destroy stuff. And that's the people that ruin it for everybody that wouldn't do that, like ourselves, and I'm sure y'all. But like you couldn't do that with a horse. I mean, my gosh, I don't see what the deal is with that makes no sense for a horse. But I mean, see, the only thing I could see them thinking about with ATV would be, people going out there to tear stuff up. But um, we're blessed to not have that, but it might be coming. I mean, people, in the land areas that most of the land you can take a four wheeler anywhere you want to go, and man, people tear crap up. They're just hurting everybody by doing that. So yeah, it's unfortunate. But let's see. Homegrown. Mr. Justin, did you drive? No, we flew. So when we left Alabama, that was actually 6 years ago, last month. We I was going through the depression, anxiety, on and off one ended, and I didn't want anything. I really didn't want anything to remind me of down there at the time. So we gave away practically everything. I sold only a couple of things. I just gave everything away. We had 8 boxes of stuff and 3 cases of guns, about 3 guns in a case. I think I took like 9 guns up here, and 8 boxes of just things for the kids and ourselves, just a few things like clothes and some memento stuff. 8 boxes, shipped them up, and then came up. I wanted a completely fresh restart on life up here. I felt like I needed it for my mental well-being, I guess, put it that way. So yeah, we didn't drive up. So I've actually never left Alaska. My wife has went down once about 2 years ago. She drove or she flew down to visit. I have yet to be back in Alabama, which I would like um, to visit for sure. So let's see. We have about 1 million acres of public land still yet. Well, that's pretty good. Of course, if it ain't nowhere near you, that stinks, right? I don't know if it's close by, but um, that's still a chunk of land, though. Like I was saying, as long as you can access it. I mean, it sounds like your problem with accessing. I get that, definitely. You know, but that's a pretty good chunk of land, though. 1 million acres. Hopefully, it's close by to y'all. We ain't having to drive an eternity to get to it. Let's see. Are you near a last prepper? Unless I've been trying to win a soul generator thing for the last 4 years. We even had giveaways just for people in Alaska. People can pick it up and only like people want it for it. Yeah, I'm kind of he's North Fairbanks, so it's not that far from where we are. I've actually talked with him and we've ate together and stuff and whatnot. And yeah, yeah, I know he does. It's been a minute since I watched anything from him, but yeah, he definitely did. Yeah, at least when I was watching him, he would always do lots of giveaways. Oh yeah, for the Alaska thing, is that what you're saying? 3 people want to give away for Alaska? Yeah, yeah, because we can't get stuff like that, solar generators and stuff. Amazon won't ship stuff like that. It's really only what is available here in Fairbanks, which is or in North Pole. With basically nothing in North Pole. But in Fairbanks area, it's whatever they have is what you get. They won't ship stuff like that through Canada. There's a lot of stuff they won't ship up here because of Canada. Uh, and if they do, you're gonna pay generally whatever it is, half that is shipping. If it's $300, you're gonna be $150 in shipping. So it's like I was just seeing a thing the other day, about a week ago, that Alaska is the worst state to retire in. Fully believe it, no doubt, 100%, because it is expensive. I'm trying not to be a Debbie Downer, but it is expensive. Everything is expensive, and like property tax, everything. Even if you had everything paid for and you got property taxes and stuff, property taxes through the roof, insane high. But anyway, it's just a lot, you know. Anyway, I get on that train. But let's see, most of our we use pack animals. So I think we're going to steer. Hey, there we go. They didn't say nothing about that. Or what about llamas or packas? You know, maybe that would be maybe a little more mobile than a steer. But hey, if that's what I know y'all got them, so might as well. You know, but if they didn't, yeah, they didn't say nothing about it. Shoot, yeah, I'd pack them out. Heck yeah, you could ride him. You walk right up to a deer on a four-legged animal. They don't have their guards down until they see you. You can walk right up on them.
Okay.
Yep.
What is it? What?
Yeah. Let's see. I thought the pack animal thing on the national lottery. Yeah, that's ridiculous, man. Because I know other states allow that sort of thing. Absolutely. You see these guys all the time on Idaho, like in Idaho, packing elk and stuff, on like Idaho elk hunts and stuff. That's yeah, that's messed up. Yeah, that is really yeah. I don't get why they you know. And I mean, don't ain't y'all allowed to shoot hogs out of a helicopter, but they won't allow to take a pack animal on the National Wildlife Refuge? So I mean, like, come on, you know, jeez. Hey, Uncle. This is the guy I was talking to earlier, Mr. Tony. No, you're good. YouTube, you know, that's how it goes. YouTube. I just want to get out there while we have some time. It's 4:28 right now. I'm gonna need to get out here in a little bit and then start seriously and calling and listening for moves here now. Now that this is the time they're gonna be start getting active and everything. So I'm gonna have to get out there for too long. But it was good talking to y'all though. Everybody saying hi to Mr. Tony, Uncle Tony. Saying hi. Oh, most of it's scattered. Oh, the land. Well, I guess if it's all in one chunk, it might be more. I don't know what's better if it's all in one chunk or scattered. You know. Let's see. Uncle Tony, how's hunting going? It's going. Called. Done our routine calling. I'm calling about every hour. I'm actually getting up to needing to call again, and this is the time they're going to be starting to really move in the evening and in the morning. So the afternoon's the time to kind of kick back and relax, eat something and stuff, and otherwise we'd be out there listening for them. So hopefully we'll get one. Um, this not tonight would be a blessing, or this evening. Anyway, like saying, I was telling some other people on here that we get one down, I'll do a real quick live just showing everybody. Like I said, I'm also doing a full video and everything, of course, but that'd be why we actually have cell service. Um, might as well do a live. It'd be cool. Do one on the river. Jennifer, so basically you live in Canada. They just call it America. Prices here so rich you can't afford with 15% sales tax. Yeah. So we don't have the 15% sales tax. Actually, Fairbanks has no sales tax, but they get you on property tax, fuel, um, any other way they get you on it, pretty much. So yeah, just similar to we're cousins and bros with Canada. So it's extremely expensive. Like I was saying, it's not. People seem to don't they don't tell you that a lot on TV, but tell you the nit grit. I like to try to be honest with everybody, but on everything, you know, because there's pros and cons anywhere you live. There's pros about being in Alabama compared to Alaska. There's pros about being in Alaska than Alabama. There's also cons in each one. So, you know, you like my dad's always said, and he's always tried to pound in my head about you gotta take the good with the bad. Just try to focus on the good. Do it, just live that way. It makes it a lot easier in life to focus on the bad all the time, bring you down. So but anyway, yeah, it's a lot of that I wasn't expecting when we moved up here to like do the. I knew it'd be more, just theoretically you're farther away, but I didn't realize to the extent of how far. You know, I think I was saying on a live with Old Pecan Homestead. I was on a live with them. Like, was it a week ago, y'all? I think that like we have a small little house. Our house isn't even 1,200 square foot. It's like 1,130 something, and all we got's the the shade part of a acre and a half of ground, and so it's nothing big or crazy or nothing like that. And our property tax is almost $4,000 a year. In Alabama, our property tax was like $400 a year. You know, so I mean, just on that aspect, if you want to, what I mean, so I don't mind telling y'all, but so
School right there.
oh yes, but so anyway, like I say, it's not all everybody pros and cons. Every state's got pros and every state's got cons, and I really don't believe there's any grass greener. You know, it's just maybe a little, but not much. They all have cons that go with the goods. So don't get discouraged. No matter where you are, I promise you, the grass ain't greener. There's always brown patches of grass in every state or
Yeah.
country.
Thanks for being.
Are you gonna read it?
Yeah, thanks for being open and honest about living, working, and hunting in Alaska. Really changed my perspective, but still want to make it up there.
Yeah, hey man, like I said, I don't want to discourage nobody um, from moving up or visiting, especially. I believe it's a beautiful state to visit and everything, and even if you want to live, don't get me wrong. Especially if you feel like that's like for us, the Lord led us up here. 100%. We wouldn't be here without the Lord doing what He did to get us up here. But it's like I say, it's pros and cons anywhere. It's just everything. So you gotta pay to play here to get out and enjoy. I mean, you can walk everywhere you want to go, but to really get out and do stuff, requires some machinery. Really get out and get the full effect. So, um, but it is really cool. Don't get me wrong. I was saying there's a lot of pros and cons. Like you do 99% public land, which is super awesome. It's really hard to get that out of, I believe, any other state. There's just cons with it, but it's it's really cool either way. You know what I mean? Jennifer Ocean, it's 9:30 there. Could be
Dang.
a 5-hour difference. Yeah, you too, Uncle Tony. I'm glad we got to talk to you there before we got out here. I don't know why I got something, man. I got better service here now. On the river, go figure. Yes, sir, Mr. Justin. He says, "I'll be safe and Luke, you have fun on the hunt." Yes, he's the cameraman and the backup to. I don't know how far I'm back, but Overtime Homestead. Good luck. Thank y'all. Okay, thank you. Broke the news. No, I haven't. I will. Yeah, Jennifer Ocean. I'm so wow, 13 acres down the road from the ocean, and my property tax is 321 a year. But everything else is overpriced. I wouldn't live anywhere else though. Yep. I'm saying, I mean, it's grass is not necessarily greenery. Anywhere you go, there's always cons. No place is perfect. So, but yeah, just take the good with the bad. Take the good with the bad, and make the best out of what you have. But all right, I'm on the bottom of the chat. We've been on for almost an hour, so I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna let my phone charge. I've been charging, but man, lives apparently just look how much battery is already.
36 left.
Man, the battery just gets zapped on lives. Even though I got it actively plugged up right now, charging, and it doesn't matter on one of my little portable jumper packs. But man, it just zaps the juice. So anyway, we're gonna get off, and I'll bring y'all back. We get a bullwinkle, bring you back. I'll show you the moose on the ground, and that'll be an awesome live. So if not, we say we're gonna be recording and doing a video like normal. So thank y'all so much for watching, everybody. Y'all take care. Have a blessed weekend, great weekend. Be safe out there, and God bless. See you soon. Tell him bye, Luke.
Bye.